Jordan, you get to start.
It's party time.
What is the party time?
Ready? We're starting in 3, 2. Hey guys, welcome back. It's this week is party time. Unattended.
Party time because we got 2 episodes.
Yeah. There's your secret little bonus episode called Unattended, where we are not talking about a Nick Cage movie, where we're just talking about whatever the hell we decide is going to be talked about.
What do you think we're going to talk about this time?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Mystery.
No, it's not really a mystery. It's accessibility in games. In this particular case, specifically iOS games. More specifically, Pokemon Go.
Yeah, Pokemon Go to the polls.
Nope, we're not.
What? Why aren't we Pokemon going to the polls?
I mean, definitely go vote. Please go vote.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Not to get political, but definitely go vote.
For whichever candidate you want to.
Anyway, if you're not registered to vote, make sure you know when the deadline is for your state to register to vote.
Also, we do have some people that aren't in America, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Whatever your given political system is, make sure you take part in whatever meaningful way you're able to.
And with that, did you want to talk about...
That was my dog. My dog.
Did you want to talk about who let the dogs out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So you... we talked about this earlier. You just mentioned Pokemon Go to the polls. If you're listening and don't know what that is, type it into YouTube and you'll see a really super cringe video of Hilary Clinton trying to communicate with young people. And
Talking to the kids.
Oof. But there's a similar video of Mitt Romney singing Who Let the Dogs Out. And wow.
And woof.
Well, yep. Woof works too. Because, man, I mean, it's not good. It makes me so uncomfortable to watch it, but I'll like randomly think of it and just go and watch it randomly.
Do you cry while you watch it?
No, it's just so upsetting, but I'll repeat it like 3 or 4 times.
Don't like that.
Yeah. So anyway, go vote. Make sure to take part. It's good for you.
So, Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So we both play.
Yeah, and it came out in 2016, the summer of 2016.
Yeah. So for those of you, I don't know. Did I get specific when I talked about losing my sight in the second or third episode? I think we talked about it a little bit.
I don't recall, but you can just give us all a refresher even if you did.
I mean, I won't even go into much detail. Just that Pokemon Go comes out in the summer of 2016. I go blind between October and I'd say late November, mid-December of that same year. So like the game comes out, I jump in, I'm playing, I'm loving it, it's awesome. Then I lose my sight and start using VoiceOver, which is the iOS or Apple screen reading software. It's built in on every iPhone. We've talked about it before. Android has one too. I don't know anything about it other than I think it's called TalkBack or something like that. But I immediately realized and found out that the game that I was having so much fun playing is no longer accessible at all. And that's unique. I mean, there are tons of other apps for the iPhone that are perfectly usable through VoiceOver. No problem. But this one, for some reason, I can't. So typically, like on Facebook or YouTube or any other app, Audible even, I can swipe through and all of the text is just read aloud. All of the buttons are announced as buttons. All of the headings are announced as headings. No problem. So I opened Pokemon Go expecting the same thing. Not even close. There's zero accessibility to it.
So the way that did you just stop playing it at that point in time then?
I had a couple of friends that I could play with, and I still had So my sight like deteriorated over the course of those like 2.5, 3 months. And so in the beginning I could play it, just not, my aim just wasn't quite as good on throwing those Pokeballs, right? But I had kind of slowed down on playing it anyway. So I
I
was,
think everyone did.
right. Yeah. It was it kind of lost its, little, it lost like the magic,
Yeah.
But then,
I know that like Niantic had a lot of issues in the beginning. Like it was like really exciting, but there were a bunch of things that then they like nerfed or like they didn't like
right.
have enough Pokemon appearing, or they were all Pidgeys and Rattatas and Caterpies and like all that boring shit. I mean, that you would get. I mean, if you were playing the game itself, like that's what you would get in the beginning anyway. But then you keep exploring areas and stuff, and you'd get
right.
different Pokemon, like the higher levels that your Pokemon got and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it definitely lost a lot of magic.
Right. But you still pick it up once in a while. But I completely lost the ability to do that unless I was with someone who could tell me a little bit more about what's going on with it. So as you and I play right now, so I can still play it without seeing anything just based on the sounds, right? I can kind of navigate the app just completely based on sound. But because there's no voiceover, I don't necessarily know like what Pokemon is up on screen at any given time. And it's hard to know unless I'm in like a completely like memorized area physically where like Pokestops are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you like, do you want to go with like, how do you tell me, I guess, like you'll look at my phone screen, right? And tell me what Pokemon's up on the screen.
Yeah, generally like I'm double fisting Pokemon because I play a lot, and so I'll have like mine up and I'll have Jordan's up in each hand depending on like if we're walking or if we're stopped. I generally favor Jordan's phone because, and this is something that I've learned through playing with Jordan, that Jordan doesn't play competitively.
Yeah.
Jordan just wants to catch them all.
Yeah.
And like I'm all about like competitive, like, oh, you get this item and this, like these are the ones that you should evolve using this item, and he's just like, nah, I want to do this other thing instead.
Right. And I mean, I think that's just kind of the nature of. Oop.
Calm down over there,
Yeah,
mister.
I'm like smashing my microphone. I think that's just kind of the nature of like how I have operated in most games or in any hobby that I've approached. Like I'm more of like a just kind of kick back, collect stuff, and don't get too competitive about it.
And I'm super competitive about it, not like in a like bad sport kind of way. Although you have caught 2 Dittos, and I have needed to catch a Ditto for months. And I have threatened you several times because you get to catch the Dittos and I don't. And before the listeners say, oh, you can catch the same Pokemon and it's a Ditto as well, I have tried this already.
Yeah,
and the first time it didn't work. It was not a Ditto. And the second time the Pokemon didn't even appear for
it was
me.
just gone.
So I'm really sour about that. But we'll generally, Jordan will generally like catch the Pokemon. We'll try to catch a Pokemon first. And this is something that I never did. Like I never paid attention to the sounds. Like I turned the sounds off right away because like I don't need them. Because, I'm got my stupid sight privilege. And like, so Jordan will like throw Pokeballs and stuff. And at times we'll get frustrated for like missing, because you know how like some of the Pokemon will like move around, or like you can't tell if they're like close to you or if they're farther away and that kind of stuff. But in general, like Jordan does a lot of the Pokemoning when we like battle in raids, when we battle in gyms, when we battle against each other, that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of, it's mostly Jordan. Like if we're in a raid and Jordan's like clicking, I'll click like the special move that the Pokemon has at the same time. So I'm definitely like, I'm tapping on my phone and I'm tapping on Jordan's phone at the same time. But yeah, other than that, like, I mean, it's mostly Jordan. Jordan decides like which Pokemon to like catch. which ones to like level up, which ones to evolve, and that kind of stuff.
But honestly, like if the app was just even slightly more accessible, I wouldn't need your intervention at all.
Right.
And like for the most part, like I don't want people necessarily getting it twisted. Like you're not playing the game for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's certain things where I like the menus just there's no way for me to navigate those menus.
Right.
But it's, I'm playing the game. I'm just playing the game based completely on sound and not necessarily having a damn clue what Pokemon I'm catching at any given time.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not like it's a lot of like timed stuff other than like the raids and the gyms and stuff. It's not necessarily like time stuff. So I guess I don't understand why you couldn't just like hit the screen and have it read to you like,
Just
oh, it's a Pidgey. Oh, it's a whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, and like there have been other, like I've played a few other accessible games and apps that have been fine. And they are definitely games where it's not like a timed situation, like a racing game or something. Although there is a really great series. This guy has a bunch of games in the App Store that are all audio-based games, like just audio only. So he has like audio racing, a bunch of audio like board games, but a couple of like moderately like action games that he has been able to make completely and perfectly accessible. So I just don't necessarily see why this giant like multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company probably, right? Is Nintendo billion? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so at this point.
Can't, stretch a couple dollars and add like button labels and text labels to the content of the app. And I've definitely seen other people complaining about it, like blind people complaining that they kind of wish they could play the, Pokemon Go. So it's super frustrating, but now with it being a 4+ year old game and them having made zero effort towards making it accessible, I don't see it happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think just raising awareness about it would be important. I don't know if our listeners are playing Pokemon Go or interested in playing Pokemon Go, but we can definitely put our friend codes in the show notes, and we can add you and send gifts and become really good friends.
Yeah, interact with us.
And people can get the word out about it needing to be more accessible. It's fun for me for sure. Like I think I think I can speak for both of us that it's still fun for us. To play.
I really enjoy it. And I mean, I think it's kind of the nature of the game is if you have someone to play with, whether or not, you're having accessibility issues with the app, like just being able to, like for us, like just go take a walk around the neighborhood and.
Yeah, it definitely like gets us out and about more, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess, I don't know if there are any other like blind or visually impaired listeners that have any really good like app or game suggestions. Hit me up with them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you use.
Side attendant.
Yeah, sideattendant@gmail, the email address.
You can send us an email.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you have any other app or?
We played Dice World together.
Oh yeah, there's an app. I know a lot of the blind friends that I have actually play the app. It's just a dice app, Yahtzee, Farkle, like all those typical games. But it's completely accessible, and multiplayer. Maybe I should put my Dice World name in the show notes.
You should, yeah.
I don't know, but
get some more Dice World games started.
Yeah, but it's it's just a fun, like if you're bored sitting at really.
If you're bored sitting at work listening to a podcast,
yeah, you can play some dice games. But I don't know. There are a couple of other apps. I can't even remember or think of the names of them. But there are a few like puzzle games. Definitely, there's an audio chess game that I really liked. I mean, there are games and there are people who have found a way to make these games accessible. Small creators too. So it's wild. But yeah, you got any homework for the listeners?
Homework is always share, rate, review, reach out to us, tell us a story,
interact in some fashion.
Yeah.
Comment on so we're gonna obviously post about this episode on Facebook. Comment with your favorite Pokemon.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, let us know who your favorite, whether you're currently playing Pokemon Go or don't really know anything, whether, like, heck, if you got a kid that is playing Pokemon, you've probably seen one or two that you might like.
It's Pikachu.
Yeah, or if you haven't played since you were, my dog grumbling again, or if you haven't played for 10, 15 years, I'm sure you still got one you remember from childhood that you really liked.
I think Frisco's favorite Pokemon is Houndour.
Probably.
That's what he was trying to say.
Who's the Lillipup?
Lillipup.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for real, if you don't play Pokemon Go with the sound up, you really should, at least when you're catching Pokemon or when you're like fighting like in gyms and stuff, because some of these Pokemon make the most adorable or just like strange noises that I had no idea they were making.
Yeah, the Snorlax sounds are crazy.
Yeah, but the Lillipup, there's just like this cute tiny little bark. That's the cutest thing ever.
But yeah, as far as homework goes, tell some friends and just try to interact with us. And again, I think I was grumpy complaining about it last week, but Facebook is holding us a little bit hostage in that they're making us basically pay money to even get our posts in front of the people that are following us. It's wild, right?
Yeah.
So give us a little share, tell a friend, whatever you want to do.
I'd like to give a shout out.
Who you shouting out?
I'm going to shout out Beckham.
Man, he has been
He's like our number one fan.
Every episode. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really great. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if he ever got into the Pokemon stuff. I feel like I talked to him about playing Pokemon Red and Blue on Game Boy. But I don't... Maybe that was him? I don't know. He'll let me know.
Yeah. He'll listen to this. He'll let us know. He'll interact.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Love you. Bye.